Hello, my amazing English learners. Welcome back to our English Listening Practice podcast. I'm so glad you're here today. In our last episode, we practiced listening to natural English and shadowing to improve your fluency. Great job if you've been practicing. Today, we're diving into something super fun and useful: English idioms and common phrases. Idioms are those little expressions native speakers use all the time, and they can make your English sound much more natural and fluent. But I know they can be tricky to understand and use correctly. Don't worry, in this episode, I'll help you learn some common idioms, show you how native speakers use them, and give you easy ways to practice so you can start sounding more like a native speaker too. Ready to get started? Let's go. Section 1. Why idioms are important. Hey, so why bother learning idioms? Well, think of idioms like the fun, colorful parts of English that make your speech sound way more natural and less like a textbook. You know how sometimes English speakers say things that don't quite make sense if you translate them literally? Like, it's raining cats and dogs. Imagine if cats and dogs were actually falling from the sky. Crazy, right? That's why idioms can feel confusing at first. But here's the cool part. Once you get idioms, you'll start understanding English like a native speaker. People use idioms all the time in movies, songs, conversations, and knowing them helps you catch what they really mean and speak more naturally too. So in today's episode, I'll teach you some super common idioms and show you how to use them easily. You're going to sound way more like a native speaker in no time. Let's get into it. Section 2. How to learn idioms easily. All right. So learning idioms might seem tricky, but it doesn't have to be hard. The best way is to learn them in small groups, with examples you can remember easily. Instead of just memorizing a list, try to hear idioms used in real conversations, movies, or songs. That way, you'll see how they fit naturally and what they really mean. Also, try to practice using idioms in your own sentences. Don't worry about being perfect. Just have fun with it. The more you use idioms, the more natural they'll feel. In this section, I'll share some easy tips and tricks to help you remember idioms and use them without thinking too much. Ready? Let's make idioms your new best friends. Section 3. Practice using idioms. Speak like a native. Now it's time for some fun. The best way to really learn idioms is by practicing out loud. I'll say some common idioms with example sentences, and you can repeat after me. Try to copy the tone and rhythm, just like you're chatting with a friend. Don't worry if it feels a little strange at first. The more you practice, the easier it gets, and soon you'll be using idioms naturally in your conversations. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect, but to sound more natural and confident when you speak English. Let's get started and have some fun with idioms. Section 4. Learn idioms in context, stories, and examples. Idioms are easier to remember when you hear them inside stories or real-life examples. Instead of just memorizing, imagine a little story that shows what the idiom means. For example, break the ice means to start a conversation in a friendly way. Picture a group of people feeling shy at a party. Then someone tells a joke to break the ice and everyone starts talking. In this section, I'll share short stories and everyday situations where idioms naturally fit. This way, you'll understand not just the words, but the feelings and situations behind them. By learning idioms this way, You'll remember them longer and know exactly when to use them. Ready to dive into some fun stories? Section 5. Use idioms in your daily English. Practical tips to practice and remember. Now that you've learned some common idioms and seen how they're used in stories and real situations, it's time to bring them into your own English. One of the best ways to remember idioms is to actually use them. Try to add 1 or 2 idioms into your daily conversations or writing every day. It might feel a little strange at first. That's totally normal. But don't worry about making mistakes. Every time you use an idiom, you're getting better and more confident. Besides speaking, you can practice by listening and reading. Watch English movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos and listen carefully for idioms. When you hear a new one, pause, write it down, and try to understand how it's used. Then practice saying it out loud a few times. This helps your brain remember both the meaning and the natural pronunciation. Another great tip is to create your own sentences using the idioms you've learned. Make up simple, fun sentences or stories that use idioms. This way, you connect the words with your own experiences, which makes them easier to remember. You can also try teaching an idiom to a friend or explaining it to yourself. Teaching is a powerful way to learn. The key is to be patient and consistent. Learning idioms is like adding color and flavor to your English. It takes time, but once they become natural to you, your speaking and writing will sound much more interesting and natural. So, keep practicing, listen closely, and don't be afraid to experiment with idioms in your everyday English. Section 6. Practice makes perfect. Don't fear mistakes. Now that you're trying out idioms and new expressions, here's an important mindset to have. Don't worry about being perfect. Mistakes are a natural part of learning any language, and they actually help you improve faster. When you speak or write, it's okay if you mix up idioms or use them a little wrong at first. What matters most is that you keep trying and keep practicing. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new, and that makes your English stronger. One tip is to think of mistakes as stepping stones, not obstacles. The more you practice, the more confident you become, and confidence is key for speaking naturally and fluently. Also, try to get feedback whenever you can from teachers, friends, or even by recording yourself and listening back. This helps you notice where you can improve and celebrate what you're doing well. Remember, no one starts as a perfect speaker. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. So be kind to yourself, stay motivated, and enjoy the journey of learning English. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and your English will keep getting better and better. Section 7. How to review and remember what you learn. Learning English isn't just about hearing or reading new words once. It's about reviewing and practicing regularly to make those words stick. After you finish each episode or lesson, take some time to review what you've learned. Go back to the idioms, phrases, or grammar points and try to use them again. You can write sentences, say them out loud, or even teach someone else what you learned. Teaching is a great way to remember. Another trick is to create flashcards, either physical cards or apps on your phone, with the idioms or phrases and their meanings. Spend just 5 to 10 minutes a day reviewing these flashcards. This simple habit helps move new words from your short-term memory into your long-term memory. Don't forget to revisit previous lessons regularly. Language learning is like watering a plant. It needs consistent care over time. The more you review, the easier it becomes to understand and use English naturally. And finally, try to find fun ways to keep practicing, like watching your favorite shows, listening to music, or chatting with friends. The more enjoyable your practice, the more you'll stick with it. Keep reviewing, keep practicing, and your English will grow stronger every day. Wow, you've done an awesome job today. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Every step you take, even the small ones, brings you closer to fluency. Keep practicing regularly. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and always stay curious. The more you listen, speak, and review, the more natural English will feel. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'm really proud of your commitment, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode where we'll keep building your skills together. Until then, keep enjoying English and remember, you're capable of amazing things. See you soon.